Restoration for Sustainable Development and the Decade of Action for Road Safety. It's the second day of the 12th and final month of the year 2022, the International Year of Sustainable Mountain Development, the International Year of Basic Sciences for Sustainable Development, the International Year of Glass, and the International Year of Artisanal Fisheries and Aquaculture. The 2022 Atlantic hurricane season is over, but we continue to monitor developments weather-wise here in Jamaica and elsewhere in the region. In fact, the National Meteorological Service, in its forecast, told us of a building high pressure ridge across Jamaica and a low level jet stream across the central Caribbean. The ridge is expected to remain across the island over the next few days. Expect windy conditions, especially across northern parishes, due to the presence of a low level jet stream throughout this period. Tonight, isolated showers across sections of northern parishes, partly cloudy elsewhere. Intermittent showers across north central and eastern parishes, partly cloudy elsewhere. And it will also be windy, which could be interpreted as Christmas breeze, perhaps. And how is this weekend looking? Saturday and Sunday, showers and possible thunderstorms across central and eastern parishes, partly cloudy elsewhere and windy. Elsewhere in the region, there's a cold front across the Gulf of Mexico and an area of low pressure across Panama. So still keeping you abreast of developments weather-wise. And that low-level jet stream we spoke about, it's a narrow band of fast-flowing winds in the lower level of the atmosphere. That's what that is all about. Disabilities Awareness Week activities will kick off tomorrow, Saturday the 3rd of December, and run until Friday the 9th. Yesterday, I believe there was a public education event in Emancipation Park. We had reason to pass there a couple of times and took note of the fact that they were marking World AIDS Day in the park. And that event apparently went very well from what we have been able to find out. Today is International Day for Persons with Disabilities. International Day for Persons with Disabilities. Special afternoon to those listening to us who are otherwise enabled. Good to have you on board both sides of the story. Power 106 FM. Hoy es viernes, el 3 de diciembre 2022. Y les saludamos en cualquier parte del mundo que nos están escuchando en este momento. Estamos muy agradecidos por el don de la vida y el privilegio de servirles en otra edición de su programa, Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia. Nunca vamos a tomar su audiencia por sentado porque sabemos que ustedes tienen otras opciones. Y esta es la razón por la cual jamás olvidamos darle las gracias por elegir Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia, de lunes a viernes desde las 2 hasta las 5 de la tarde, aquí en Power 106 FM. La misión continúa para educar, capacitar, iluminar y estimular el espíritu empresarial. Bienvenidos. C'est vendredi le 2 Le 3, I beg your pardon, today's the 2nd, isn't it? Le 2 décembre 2022. And it means that the Spanish, did I say tres? I should have said dos. So hoy es viernes el 2 de diciembre 2022. And as far as French is concerned, c'est vendredi le 2 décembre 2022. Et nous vous saluons tous qui nous écoutez, que vous soyez dans le monde. Nous sommes reconnaissants du don de la vie ainsi que du privilège d'être à votre service pour une nouvelle édition de votre programme Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre. Nous ne considérons pas votre fidélité comme l'un de soi parce que nous savons que vous avez l'embarras du choix. C'est pourquoi nous n'oublions jamais de vous remercier de choisir d'écouter Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre, du lundi au vendredi de 2h à 5h de l'après-midi sur notre antenne Power 106 FM. Nous continuons notre mission d'éduquer, d'habiliter, d'éclairer et d'encourager l'esprit d'entreprise. Bienvenue. All we're saying is it's Friday, the 2nd of December, 2022, and we greet you well, wherever in the world you are listening to us right now. We remain eternally grateful for the gift of life and the privilege to serve you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story. We don't ever take your listenership for granted because we know you have choices. And that's why we never ever forget to remember to say thanks for choosing to listen to Both Sides of the Story, Monday to Friday, 2 to 5, right here on Power 106 FM. The mission continues to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. Welcome. Good afternoon to those of you listening to us on 106.1, 106.3, 106.5, 106.7, and 106.9. From Morant Point to Negril Point, from the Goat Islands to Galena Point. This is Power 106 FM, serving Jamaica and the diaspora, 30 years and counting. Good afternoon to those of you tuned in via the Power 106 FM app, which you have downloaded from the App Store or the Google Play Store, depending on the nature of your device. Downloading is free, listening is free, whenever, wherever. Hello, if you have dialed a designated number to listen to Power 106 FM from the United States or the United Kingdom. Those in the US who wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM can call 631 359 8281. 631 359 8281. If you're in the United Kingdom and you wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM, your number is 0330 606 0953. 0330 606 0953. We're streaming live video on the Dervan Malcolm Facebook page. If you're not there yet, log on to Facebook. In the search box atop the page, type DERVAN MALCOLM, and you'll not only be able to hear, but see what's happening in the studios of Power 106 FM. If you don't have a Facebook account, no sweat. There's always YouTube. You don't need an account to access YouTube. All you need is a smartphone, a tablet, computer, laptop, desktop, any one of those. And then, of course, you're going to need internet connection. And importantly, internet connectivity. One sure way of testing for internet connectivity is to open a browser like Google Chrome, for example. And if you're able to browse, then more power to you. You're up and running. If not, then you might need to get some assistance in resolving that issue. What's on your mind this afternoon? Taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5. 876-922-4112-5. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. That number is 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. Welcome to Leslie in McEwen. Good afternoon to you. Valerie Rochester in Atlanta, Georgia. Good afternoon, Miss Valerie. Nicola in Central Jamaica says, Buenas tardes. Buenas tardes, Nicola. Thank you very much for tuning in and looking forward to your continued listenership and support. Good afternoon to Sean Chambers, who's also tuned in. We're looking at the Jamaica-Gleaner.com website and taking note of the juxtaposition of World Cup football and murder and shooting with intent on the other side. Because some people have a theory that whenever there are major sporting events in the world, Olympics, World Cup football, etc., murders or killings or any other major acts of violence decline. And so that's I don't know. I would love to see the data, would love to see the evidence of that, as opposed to, because remember, one thing following another is not necessarily an indication that one caused the other. So how then do we explain a 34-year-old craft vendor being shot and killed in Stewarttown, St. Mary last night? He has been identified as Martin Scott of Exchange in St. Anne. A woman was also shot and injured in the incident. It is reported that about 7:30 p.m., says the story, about 7:30 p.m., Scott was at a bar when a man came up and opened fire. He and the, says women here, he and the women were hit. They were rushed to hospital where Scott was pronounced dead and the woman treated. The police say it appeared that Scott was the target. So these, I don't know how we can determine that because of World Cup, these acts of criminality naturally go down. I don't know how we can get there. Is it that there's somebody to tell these people when to turn it on and turn it off? It's a question we have asked over the years. It's a question we have asked over the years, whether it's a case of being able to turn on or turn off these acts of criminality. What we're essentially saying is this is not a time to let down your guard. This is not a time to let down your guard. We need to be vigilant. We need to be conscious. We need to be aware of our surroundings, because people can get off at people can go off at any time. We never see his face, you don't see his heart, as the saying goes. So let us not get complacent. Oh, World Cup football is up, so we're gonna have less crime. Let us buy out the bar and whatever else and have a grand time. We'll come back with more in just a moment. 40106 FM, both sides of the story. Thanks for calling. One moment, please.
And for lubricants, it's Petro-Canada. Visit us at 87 to 91 First Street, Newport West. Telephone 901-6612 or 383-4363. Chad Ad Distributors Limited, your place to retire.
Need water for agricultural purposes? Apply to the National Irrigation Commission for your irrigation services. Let's grow smart and eat smart with irrigated agriculture. Call National Irrigation Commission at 876-927-6727. Visit their website at www.nicjamaica.com or visit any of their office locations today. Irrigation, making the difference in agriculture.
Both sides of the story. Do you have a title for your land? Are you thinking about buying or selling land? How much is your property worth? Tune in to Both Sides of the Story with Dervan Malcolm on Power 106 FM every last Tuesday at 3:30 p.m. for The NLA and You, a program that examines the National Land Agency's role in building an efficient and transparent land titling system for Jamaicans. That's The NLA and You on Both Sides of the Story with Dervan Malcolm every last Tuesday at 3:30 p.m. The National Land Agency. One agency, one goal, committed to serve you better.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Let's go to the phone lines, 876-922-4112 Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Buenos dias, Senor.
Buenas tardes.
I aren't you a whole boy of Calabar?
Sí, señor.
Yes. Then how comes I hear you say you don't carry a football side? When you were going to Calabar, you was just a Peter the book?
No. No, but what I mean is, naturally, I don't know, from a very early age, and some people don't believe this, but that's fine. From a very early age, I felt the need to develop a sense of let me choose my words carefully, but a sense of independence. So I for example, you'll never see me wearing Calabar colors while covering champs. I don't play that game. The fact of the matter is that I would be working in my capacity as a broadcast journalist and not an old boy or past student or supporter of the Calabar High School, because I'm very careful when it comes on to these things.
Okay. So, and as a school board chairman, I always try to get, and this is why sometimes I disagree with people like a great doctor friend who always come on the radio. I don't care if a school like Calabar or KC or Jago go and select the best people they want to do athletics and sport, because I have always felt that as a child going to school should find some activity. And in school like those in the corporate area where you don't have a garden area where people can get into agriculture and something like that. And I just feel that I just like when my children do some sport, And besides that, I was fortunate to have a school in the hills of St. Catherine. I was able to get a young man into St. Diego, because when he takes his first scholarship, he won the scholarship to Bagwalk. And he looked at me and said to me, "Boy, Bagwalk is too slow for me."
It's too what?
It's too slow for me.
Too slow. Oh dear.
And I get him into Dintil.
The name of that school has changed now, though, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has changed. And what I was talking at the time.
Yes.
And then he get into Dintil. And he did so well. And then getting himself into Jago. And he went and champion school championship,
Mm-hmm.
and you know that the one beat Casey that year.
You mean Schools Challenge Quiz?
School challenge quiz,
Okay.
and he was on the beat Casey.
Yes.
And I have always admired Casey, you know.
Yes.
But I tasted Casey.
Well, I have two brothers who went to KC.
Mm.
Yes. But you can understand, some people forget as well that I used to host Schools Challenge Quiz. Now imagine me hosting Schools Challenge Quiz, Calabar playing another school. I have to maintain that level of independence and detachment from the institution in the name of a fair competition.
Because come to think of it, you used to hold School Challenge Quiz.
That's right.
Yeah, Brett, why, you know?
You're too kind. You're too kind.
No, not too kind. I have followed you over the years and power. And I remember when that program with you and what's his name?
Tony Lang?
Yeah, man. Mm-hmm. And then, wow, that was one of the programs that I loved.
Oh, yes. You think you loved it? You should have seen me in the studios some days when Tony Lang was a riot. You wouldn't. I feel fortunate to have been behind the scenes and hearing his expressions and out of this world.
Fascinating, man.
Yes.
Fascinating. And Tony Lang was somebody I met because, you know, Tony Lang was also in the music and, you know,
yes.
And I was a music person and, you know, ran this. Mm-hmm. Tony Lang was, you know, you could meet Tony Lang there.
Yes.
It was a fascinating time.
Yeah.
Fascinating time. But I was very, very, I didn't believe that I did not carry that side. I am a Brazil man. And all my nephews and nieces always find out opposing side. Not because but they just and it's good because I find them competitive.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that I've never been that kind of a person where I would fight to defend my team and this and all kind of it. No, that's not me, because the people who play for these teams don't even know me. So who am I?
Yeah, I don't take it that serious because I was very, very when they used to have this war over champs, I was opposite, and I'm very happy that they have cut it out.
Yeah.
You know, because I just feel that as students and youngsters, we should compete against each other, and after that, we are good friends and again.
Of course.
Because that's the way Jamaica should have been. And if we were like that, then we would have all the criminality and things that is happening in Jamaica now.
That's right. And there are some sound values and attitudes that you can learn from sports.
Yeah, man, you can, you really can.
Yes.
And I think it's something that we should always instill in our children from very early.
Which is why children are really supposed to do more playing at the, what you call that now, that's the toddlers and coming up. Yeah, more playing than anything else, because they learn more
and
through
remember,
play.
You know,
yes.
Children was born innocent and pure.
That's right.
We adults that corrupt them.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Children were born pure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's we adults that corrupt them. Yes. And that is why here that they were saying how much children in school now at an early age since it was they were in Parliament.
Yes.
And I was listening to the news and hear young Phillips, who was chairing the PSO, and he was saying, I said, my God, is this a country we are living in? Because they said that children formulate their opinion from 2 to 5.
That's right.
And it means that if some children are nowadays it's so bright that before they reach 2 year old, you can start sending them to school.
Yes.
In a way.
True.
Anyway, I don't
But
want
we
to
have to
take
be able to detect those who are regarded as having some kind of a learning deficit, and those who seem to enjoy a level of superiority.
Yes, man. Yes.
And we must nurture those plus the others. Yes.
And we must always remember our students. We must always, because I've always tell teacher, as a school board chairman, I said, but if when you go in at night, you start to speak about your coworker and your child is there hearing what you expect, the problem, your own child come back and educate his friends. The real problem. Those are some of the problems you people having in school.
Mm-hmm.
Because as a teacher, you have to be very careful about how you speak about your coworker.
Yes.
It's just as simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I am TT. I am on your the third too.
That's fine.
I was on the agenda.
You're creating a new record.
It's just by accident that I read.
That's all right, man. It's a good accident.
Have a good day, my brother.
You too. Take care. Bye-bye.
It was just by accident on your program, but we have a very good and I find a lot for you that I have never known.
Well, now you know.
You, and I hope we talk another time.
Definitely. Please call again.
As we can.
All right. Take care.
Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. We have a couple of callers holding. This one has been holding for 16 minutes and 22 seconds. All right, so let's go with this call. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. How are you doing?
Good afternoon. I'm giving thanks for life. And you?
All right, I'm doing this thing. But before I go to my point, I want to ask you a quick question. You know what year Christmas and New Year fall in the same year?
What year Christmas and New Year
fall in the same year?
Tell us now, please.
All right, after my point, I tell you. Anyhow, with the ticket thing there, I hear several people talking something where, to me, it not sound right. Some say government now negotiate with the motorists, them, they now set up not a payment plan. No, the goal is to have them pay the ticket. What I'm hearing, some man have all 100 tickets, so that money may run into a couple $100,000. So if you don't have it, then send to prison, you're not going to get that money. If they say they want a payment plan, because I don't know how they do it there, but I get ticket already. And when I go to court and the judge find me, they issue me a paper to go to the court office. And when the office there, and you can go there and set up a payment plan, and you tell them, oh, you can pay it, and them work with you. So that is not the case in Jamaica.
There obviously is some kind of deficit in the departments with responsibility for managing the transport sector and the supporting arms that are supposed to play their part in that system. It just needs a recognition that there is a problem, and for the stakeholders, having identified the source of the problem or problems, to act. We're in an age now where people have become battle weary. People just need to feel that something is actually happening, that there's something tangible to see, to touch, to feel that some work is being done. Other than that, people don't want to hear any talk.
Because if they send a man to prison, the goal is to pay for the ticket, and if you have him before the court to pay that large amount of money, which him don't have, and you send him to prison, you're not going to get that money. So to me, that don't make no sense. Give him a time to pay it. Then if him don't pay it, by the time you give him, then you go after him.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so I hear a kind of story, but somebody told me here, I don't know what these people are thinking. Next point is the pre-charge thing with the matter about. I hear a lie on the news this morning. And if what I understand from what the lie is saying, I don't see that necessary. Because she's saying when they hold you, remember now, you don't face no charge now. Them say them not investigated. But them also have a lie in place already that if you suspect of something, then can detain you. And if they can't come up with anything to charge the judge,
one moment, please. One moment.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:46 on Power 106.
It's the season of good cheer. The management and staff of Wellington Dental wish for their faithful customers a peaceful and safe holiday season as they continue to help you maintain a healthy and beautiful smile. Call 876-984-5482, 876-749-3515, or 876-413-3691. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, one and all.
You know what I count, yeah. Hey, me count, you count. Census say all of we count. Hey, you count, me count. Census say all of we count. Hey, information needed to develop the community. Them scouts them out and I get the reports. So don't bother hide when you see them. Census 2022. The Jamaican census will be conducted between September and December 2022. You count. The Jamaican census will be.
Tune in every Thursday at 3:30 p.m. for Your Legal Corner with Dana Walker Huntington during both sides of the story with Dervan Malcolm on Power 106 FM. It's your source of information regarding U.S. immigration matters, combined with Power 106 FM's pioneer of diaspora broadcasting. Call in with your U.S. immigration queries and concerns on 876-9224-11225 or send a text or WhatsApp message to 876-279-8598 and get the answers you need for your U.S. immigration questions. That's Your Legal Corner with Dana Walker Huntington, Thursdays at 3:30 p.m. during both sides of the story with Dervan Malcolm, only on Power 106 FM.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Thanks for holding. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I see desperation and pressure is the hell of a thing. I think the government under some serious pressure to find a solution for this crime problem. But at the same time, they not carefully plan them things. If what I understand from what the law is saying, they already have a law in place that if you're suspect for something, they can detain you. And you only can see them for 3 days. And if they can't come up with evidence, either they charge you or they let you go. Now, this pre-charge thing with them talking about, if you say you could stay there indefinitely, and then again, you know, if he's from the California city, and your people have money to fight the system, I don't know where work out. They need to carefully plan them thing, boss. I understand them under pressure and try everything to control this crime thing. But at the same time, they could left a lot of people. Like I said, when the law is out there for everybody, you know. So the innocent may get caught and then have to suffer the consequence.
True.
Yeah, so they are carefully planning things better than what they're doing. I know what it is to come under pressure and try to get yourself out of that pressure, but they better come up with something better down with them, what they're planning.
Those who have ears to hear, let them hear. Those who have ears to hear, let them hear.
All right, boss. I hear loud and clear. All right. I know that people willing and, thank you, bro.
Thanks for the call. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website. go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world, taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. That number is 876-365-3346, 876-365-3346. Good afternoon to Norman Hines in St. Thomas. He says, good afternoon, Master Teacher Dervan Malcolm. You're too kind, Norman Hines. Inez Ayona Campbell says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan and viewers. To you too, Inez Ayona Campbell. Faye Weller says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan and listeners. To you too, Faye Weller. Let's go back to the phone lines, 876-922-4112-5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, Mr. Dervan.
Good afternoon.
Yes, my reason for giving you a call, I listened to a gentleman call earlier and complain about the trucks that they just got.
The garbage trucks.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Apparently, we do things that really we shouldn't be doing, because I left this country in 1970 and go away to the U.S. and I work as a mechanic and come back, and I have a lot of experience about those trucks. Those trucks are very, 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 very good trucks, and they're built to do the work. So therefore, if the country get these trucks to help out with the trash situation, we shouldn't start to find faults already. We should at least make they go to work first.
Mm-hmm.
And see what happens. Believe me, I have no doubt that those trucks will fail are disabled to do the work. They are very, very, very good trucks.
Okay. What do you know? What make vehicles those are? What's the brand? Do you know?
The brands of those trucks?
Yes.
Well, I haven't looked at them to see exactly which are the brands.
I asked the question because you seem to be vouching for the performance of these vehicles.
Yeah, well, it don't make no difference which one of them, Mr. Malcolm. Believe me, they are good vehicles.
Okay.
They have good vehicles. Mm-hmm. There is nothing wrong with those vehicles at all.
We hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, but a lot of these people, they complain a little more than they learn. Mm-hmm. Anyhow, you have a good program. I listen to your program every day. I really love it. And you take care, sir, and God bless.
Bless you too. Thank you for the call. Please call again.
Thank you. Thank you.
Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5. Here's a message on Facebook Live for from Andrew Lyons. And Andrew Lyons says, good afternoon, sir. I know you will agree with me. Really? How do you know that? Really? Anyway, he says, I know you will agree with me to say the wicked, desperate PNP and so-called human rights, one thing in common, to defend criminal, and you will agree with me that is a fact. I will do no such thing, Andrew Lyons, agreeing with you for what you said. Really? Wicked, desperate? Really? And so-called human rights? We know there has always been a cohort of people in this country who believe that those who are accused should just be locked away and you throw away the key, etc., etc. And some might even go further than that. But That is perhaps if you are involved in what is called a kangaroo court, that kind of a setting, or another term that is used having to do with countries. Uh, the term escapes me at the moment. No, but surely, Andrew Lyons, that's the essence of your argument. What is the what I'm still looking for? Let me see if you have another message there to say. Mr. Malcolm, have you ever hear coming from the PNP and the fake human rights in defending the rights of victims of crime? Can you recall anything out of these people? Well, I'm sure they'll be able to tell you that they have found instances where the rights of decent law-abiding citizens have been breached, and they have taken the matter to court, and some have been able to get redress, etc., etc. The fact of the matter is, this is still a country of laws. This is still a country of laws. And as we always say, even the man with a smoking gun deserves to have his day in court. It's just a fact of life. We have a justice system, and until or unless further amendments or other changes are made, this is what we have. This is what we agree to apply to our lives as a people. It is what it is. And this is why the system has checks and balances, because people are human. To err is human. To err is human. So it means that if it is found that a magistrate or some other legal practitioner, that they erred, if it is found that they erred, there's a system, there's a process, you can appeal if you believe, if you think you have evidence to demonstrate that the judge erred, and you can pursue that and take it to the next level. That's the approach we would humbly suggest that we take. Your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
I'm hearing.
Good afternoon.
Yes, Mr. Malcolm, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
That didn't push clear.
Sorry, lost everything you said a while ago. Come again, please.
The gentleman who spoke to you.
Which one?
About the trucks are very good.
Yes.
Well, I don't know where the trucks are coming from.
Sounds like you know. Tell us.
No, that's the reason I am asking.
Oh.
The government used to get some trucks from America, known as international.
Mm-hmm.
The garbage trucks I'm referring to, you know.
Yes.
So how this guy is coming to tell you that these trucks are good trucks and he doesn't know where they will be coming from?
Well, I'm trying to find the brand for these compactor trucks. They've been around for a long time, actually.
Yes, I think in the 70s, some were brought here. But it depends on the type of care that is given to them, the servicing.
Yes.
Because we're not talking about the body part, we're talking about the engine.
Yeah, maintenance is key.
Maintenance system.
Yes.
Because, stuff not about these trucks after the course in the day. They should have.
Sorry, we really want to hear what you're saying, but the line,
yes,
the line is breaking up.